Totes are live. My tote bags are live at wasthestore.com. I've been working on these bags for quite some time now, and if you're interested in buying one, go to the site now. Pause, go get a bag or a pouch, and then come back and watch the video. But yeah, just had to give a little quick PSA that my home totes are ready for purchase. But anyways, let's get started on today's video where I am giving you my feedback on items that you want to buy for your home. So if you want to participate in these things in the future, just follow me at Wasslepaw, and that's where I post and I say, DM me things, and then you do. And then here we are. Also, if you're subscribed to my newsletter, I did a version of this last week with some of your submissions, and now we're doing a video version. I'm constantly just talking. First item is this couch, which I actually really like the fabric and the color, but the only thing about a sofa like this, when it's like straight up on the side and straight up in the back, it can be kind of uncomfortable. So I feel like if you add in a few pillows or make it a little comfier, it might be doable. It also looks pretty deep. So I do think this couch is nice, and it's $400. So I say, why not get it? Go get it. Someone sent me this art to go above their sofa, which is of a koi pond. I've talked about koi fish in like a previous video where I don't know, a big koi fish just kind of freaks me out. So I would vote no. I also just think this isn't that unique of a piece of art, and it's $970. It's like, okay. So I will say no to the kois, but I just have a weird, I don't know, I don't like a big fish. I don't like kois. I don't know, sorry. I think these chairs are nice. I guess it depends where they are going in your house. Again, with like the straight side arms, it just isn't that comfortable of a chair. So if these chairs are going into a sitting area where maybe you're not lounging, to watch a film or something, it's more like, where you have a cocktail. These just make more sense in an area where you're hosting or entertaining rather than lounging and, sleeping. I do like them though. And I think that it's a cool wood that you could kind of refinish and then reupholster the cushions, which looks like it could be really easy. $95, I say get it. Okay, Nordic Knots. I feel like Nordic Knots is always brought up in some video. Specifically this rug, I do like the grid pattern, but I also think that the green is just a little too apple for my taste. Also, the white little squares, it would have to be in a very specific space, I guess. I do like other Nordic Knots rugs, like the burgundy, like plain one. I have the plain brown one, which I don't regret buying it, but it shows every little lint or crumb. So I actually am trying to get a new rug now because I don't like a super dark rug. I like the look of it, but I don't know. There is a constant fuzz on that rug. But I do like Nordic Knots. I think that they're good quality. I don't particularly love this one specifically. I would rather go with one of these guys if you're going to do Nordic. Yeah. I think this dresser is really nice. At first, I thought the mirror was connected to the dresser, and I'm not really a huge fan of that style. It just feels very 90s or something like that. But the dresser itself, I really like, and the mirror is good too. I do like it. I don't know the price, but the wood is good. I like the little knobs for the drawers. Actually, a lot of drawers too. So yeah, why not get it? I don't know the price, but oh wait, $300. Yeah, why not get it? I really love these chairs. You could buy them and not do a single thing to them. I already like the fabric that's on them. I think that the wood is nice and Danish. These could, be really nice across from a sofa, or again, like they're not super loungy, but a really good addition to your living room or wherever. These would actually also look really cute in like a kid's room or at the end of a bed of your bed in the primary. They could go anywhere. I like them, and they're $200, so I vote yes. Okay, this rice paper light is $200, and I think out of all of the rice paper lights, or lights like this, gotta hit it every video apparently. Oh, this thing's heavier than I thought. Anyways, out of all of the lantern lights you could get, I don't love this one specifically. I don't love the like little ring at the bottom. The shape is nice. I just think there's so many options for this type of pendant that I wouldn't go with this one. So I would say pass, just in the sense that you could get something cooler. Or vintage, honestly. I feel like every time I do one of these videos, someone sends in the Arvin Alano collection with Rugs USA, and I always say yes to that. I was just talking with Kate about this the other day. I was like, that was one of the smartest moves Rugs USA has ever made, is bringing in, you know, Arvin, who has really sleek and sophisticated style. He doesn't love extreme pattern or, you know, going a little too crazy. He has a very sophisticated, you know, sleek style. So his collection is really nice because it kind of fits to anyone's needs. You could get a plain rug, you could get a rug with, you know, a little simple pattern on the border. And I think all of his colors are really good. Props to Rugs USA for, you know, offering a affordable rug that is also stylish. So I say yes, always, to the Arvin Alano collection. When it comes to a little lamp like this guy, I just think you can go vintage if you're going to, you know, spend some money on something like this. You could find something on Etsy that is just as cool, just as affordable. I like this lamp. I wouldn't be opposed to, you know, buying it, but I do think you could get something more unique, in my opinion. Just go check out Etsy. While I love the material of this table and the color, the cream is really nice, the material is really nice, I don't love the shape. Something is off about it to me. I feel like the ovals or like the cutouts also are kind of like bumpy or something. Like it's supposed to give like a stone look. I'm not too sure, but I would pass on getting that guy, even though it's very close. It's just not quite there for me. But it could be for you. I really like this chair. I think if there was two of them, it would be so fun to purchase these and get them reupholstered. I think they're nice and comfy. They're a nice shape. They're unique. And so I don't know what the price is on this guy, but I do think purchasing that and then reupholstering it in something fun or just a unique color or, you know, a darker fabric, I just think that that chair adds a fun touch. It's kind of like that Italian, I don't know, shape, kind of similar to my sofa in my living room. I think a touch of that is always really fun to have. And I do wish I had more vocabulary in interior design. I don't know why I don't. I apologize. People recently have been commenting on my videos being like, you need to learn more, or I don't even know what they're really saying. But I will say in the past few videos, I've just been so busy that I think my brain, I don't know, I'm experiencing like brain fog where I can't think of really simple words sometimes. I think I'm just overworked. So there's my little tangent there. Ad time. People keep saying my ads are jump scares. So now I'm really going to lean into it. But anyways, let's take a quick little break to talk about today's sponsor, Pretty Litter. Pretty Litter is a health monitoring litter that can help indicate potential health issues with your cat through their urine. Today we are at my friend Carol's house with her little cat, who is so cute, and we're going to try out some Pretty Litter because I have used it now with my sister in a previous ad, and she loved it. Can't speak highly enough about it. Pretty Litter helps monitor your cat's urine for acidity and alkalinity that might be outside of the right range, plus the visible presence of blood. Only a vet can diagnose the illness with your pet, but Pretty Litter can help monitor it and kind of give you the heads up, like maybe you need to take your little guy in. The color of the urine changes color based off of their pH balance. Not only is it developed by veterinarians themselves, but it really helps you monitor your cat's health and gives you an indication of when something might be up. You gotta keep a good eye. And this is just like an easy way to do it. Pretty Litter not only helps you keep tabs on your cat's health, but it also keeps odors down. And it's also extremely lightweight and easy to use. Save 20% on your first order and a free cat toy with the code PAGE20. Or scan the QR code on the screen or go click the link in the description. And thank you again, Pretty Litter, for sponsoring this video. And now back to whatever I was talking about. Sometimes IKEA does have good rugs, but this one in particular, I would say no to. One, I just don't love a Kilim. If the rug is super thin and can move really easy, I don't know where I would want a Kilim in my house. It doesn't feel practical or comfy, and I really just feel like you slide on them. So let me know if I'm wrong in that, but I don't think I, would ever buy one. But I do come across them a lot with really good patterns and colors, and I'm like, God damn it, if this could just not be a Kilim. They're cheaper too because they're thin, and I'm always drawn to them, and I'm like, damn it. But yeah, I would pass on that. This sofa, I actually really love the shape of it, but I wouldn't buy an article sofa. I also don't love that fabric or the leather, the faux leather. Might be real, I don't know. But if you could find this on Facebook Marketplace and reupholster it, I actually really do love the shape. I really love the shape. It's kind of similar to what I've done with my CB2 sofa. I've talked about this before, that I get this specific, the Piazza sofa from CB2. I have bought one off Facebook Marketplace. I reupholstered it, and I actually just bought a new one and getting that reupholstered, and I'm selling this other one. So I only love buying like CB2, Crate and Barrel, Article, Joybird, those guys. I like to buy those used because they are good shapes and sometimes good quality. And then reupholstering. So I would pass on this unless it's Facebook and I guess Facebook, unless it's Marketplace, unless it's used and you reupholster. I do not like that leather. I think this dresser is just a classic mid-century dresser. If you don't have a touch of mid-century that goes back into the real classic style of it, I do think it's nice to add that type of piece. This dresser in particular, you really can't go wrong with it. I don't know if I would specifically purchase because I'm not really into like the real like classic mid-century pieces that are, what Joybird kind of replicates. Stuff like that isn't really my taste. But I also think you really can't go wrong with it. This is a classic piece. So sure, why not get it? Another rug that is a Kilim, I'm pretty sure. Very thin. I do like the stripes and the colors, but again, I guess where is it going? Is it going outside? I don't think that's an outdoor rug. So I guess I would pass on this. I just think you can find something better. Also, a white rug or like a really light rug like that is super risky. Can get dirty. It's like if you go really light with your rugs, it can get really dirty, and if you go really dark, you can see a lot of the dirt on it. Also, I don't know. So you got to find something in the middle or with a pattern, or I don't know. I would pass on this guy though. This coffee table is obviously so cool. A red table, you really can't go wrong. This does look like, it's just a Pinterest photo. I don't know if you can necessarily purchase it, or I guess this person noted that it's super pricey. So if you have the budget, why not? That is a very cool coffee table. And it's interesting that it's in a bedroom. I'm really into this layout type of look. If I had a bedroom that could allow for a little sitting area, I wouldn't be opposed to putting that coffee table there. I don't know how much it is, but get it if you can afford it because it is cool. It is. I have no idea what this site is. Dunelm? No idea. This chair is fine. It's not bad. It's called a Snuggle chair, which is LOL. The shape is nice. I like how big it is. I like how loungy it feels. I think the stripes on it are nice. I mean, I don't know what this site is, so I don't know the quality, but I do like it. I also think you could find a chair like this, used or vintage, like a grandfather chair. What are those, like big grandfather chairs? So I'm pretty indifferent to this. If the site feels like it's good quality, why not? The legs of the chair do show me that maybe it's not, but you can really easily replace legs on anything because they just screw out, screw in. Yeah, I don't know. This one I say I'm 50-50, so I guess I am no help, and I apologize. Here's a vintage chair that's kind of similar, not as wide, not as snuggly, but it's vintage, or at least is, you know, a used chair. And I actually really like it. I like how like blocky it is. And I think that fabric is nice too. You also could reupholster. I actually don't mind the 4 little tufts in the back. Every now and then I can, you know, get on board with a tuft thing. So I say yes to this guy. And while I love Floyd, I do like the brand Floyd. I like their bed frame specifically. I feel like it's a purchase you really can't go wrong with. So I do like Floyd. I think they're really good quality. But I'm honestly a little surprised that they launched this chair, because it does look kind of, you know, just West Elmy, or like Crate and Barrel would sell it. And I do like it. And it looks really comfy and loungy. Like, look at that gal on her computer. And I do like the chair. Wow, that chair is actually huge. All right, maybe do get that. It is cool. If you're looking for something really cozy and loungy, I mean, why not? I think I like it in this canyon color. I don't know. It is cool. Sure. I like Floyd. Good quality. Good investment. A chair from Zara Home. That's interesting. I feel like Zara Home has been coming out with more furniture now. Oh, someone's at the door. I don't know how I feel about purchasing furniture from them, because their clothes, you know, aren't the best quality. I do like Zara Home for accessories like towels and, you know, stuff like that. So if you've bought furniture from Zara Home, let me know. I mean, this chair is nice and it's not that expensive. I actually really like the bottom of this. Is a cool chair. Is Zara Home good quality? Let us know in the let us know in the comments. And I guess you'll get your answer there in the comments. But I do like it. So if it is, I say yes. Wow, so many chairs in a row. Here's another chair. I also really like this chair. You wouldn't have to do a single thing to it. You could buy it, put it right in your space, in your living room. It looks deep. It looks comfy. I like the leather. It's nice and dark. And I actually like the little details, those little metal silver things on the front. I like it. I say yes. I approve. Is this the USM hauler table? Actually, I want to see where this is from. Oh my gosh, Anthropologie. That's crazy. I actually really like it. Anthropologie, I don't know. I don't despise stuff from Anthro. Sometimes I do, like, I'll search there sometimes. Not really for furniture, I guess, but this is cool. I do like this. And it's $8.99. It's a media console. I actually really like the green. Why not? Anthropologie, pulling through. Is Anthro making a comeback? Because I feel like I wrote Anthro off for clothing, for everything. I did used to shop there, you know, in high school and stuff when I was classy. You know, I moved over from Forever 21 over to Anthro because that's what was available in our mall. But now I don't shop at any of those places. So I don't know what this company is. Lamp Mesterin. Obviously, this is not in the US. But because I don't know this site, well, actually, just even regardless of the site, I would say no to this light. I don't really love the gold. I don't really love the gold. I mean, the mint is fine, but I don't know what is this price? SEK. $142 if I did that correctly. I guess you could, but I don't know. When it comes to a lamp, I really feel like that's the one area you should get vintage. You could get it rewired. It's so cheap to buy a lamp and then take it into a lamp guy. We have our lamp guys out here. I don't know what that type of service is called, like electrical. I don't know. I bring in my lamps. I have a ton of little lamps being sold or are going to be sold at Office Supplies, my new vintage store with Kate. But I got them all rewired for you, so you don't have to. But they're not expensive. It's not expensive to do that. So I do recommend just buying vintage. So I would pass on that after that whole rant. I don't know what this thing is, like a little shelving thing. Wait, I feel like you hang it on your wall and it's for like dishes. Yeah, I like that. That thing is cool. I love like an industrial piece added into your kitchen, something that would belong in a restaurant. I think it's fun to add in, well, not a restaurant kitchen in the back. I feel like it's fun to add in that type of piece into your kitchen. I'm actually thinking about adding in some magnetic knife blocks and stuff like that to display, some of my cool like cookware, which I don't have much of, but I do have some cool knives. I get a lot of my knives from Cookbook. So if you live in Los Angeles, that's where I get my knives. But yeah, I say get this. It's cool. If I had a space in my kitchen, I would do something more industrial kitchen, back kitchen. I don't know how to explain it. I like it. A little stainless steel, I guess. And speaking of vintage, here's an actual vintage lamp, and I like this. It's a very unique style within design that I don't think I have anything like it in my own home. And the color palette is just fun. So if you have an area in your house where you could add in something super unique, like a piece of art or whatever, a really interesting lamp like this is a good addition. So I say yes. And I like how there's only one. It's just like a really fun, unique lamp that you could put somewhere. It might be too big for a kitchen, but how cute would that be if it was a little smaller in a kitchen? Send me photos if you buy any of this stuff. Send me photos. I'm going to say no to this console, this TV console. Again, I don't know. I'm just not into that blonde wood. Wood always, makes its rounds, it makes its circles, but I just don't love that. And I don't know, like photography and prop styling and the way that brands like feature their products on their website really can deter me, because then it starts to feel, I don't know, cheap or not unique. Like this just feels like it could be on, Wayfair's website. So I would pass on this guy. This thing is $80 and it's a 2-hour drive away. If you know me, I will drive states to go purchase something cool. I do think that is a nice table. It's nice and long, or console. I don't know, the drawers, like, is that like faded wood, or I don't know what's going on, but $80 I would go get that. That is a sweet piece that you'll have forever. You will have it forever. Maybe. I think you would. I don't know who you are, but it's a forever piece. Look at these little candelabra things. Wait, no, these are sconces that go on the wall. I'm like weirdly into them. Little fish. I think you would need some mini lampshades that go over the bulb. If I'm like looking at this correct. Am I going to be editing this or looking at this and being like, wait, these aren't even sconces? I don't know. They're kind of cool. I like a unique thing like that, where it's like a little fish or like a little animal or something, because why not? As long as they're not, insanely expensive, I say go for it. I think this little stool is fine. For $1,800, I don't think I would personally purchase it. Oh, wait, it's not even the stool. We're talking about this rug. I was like, damn, that stool's $1,800. No, the rug is $1,800, and I do like that rug. That's a fun color. It's literally called brass. That's a good rug. What is this site? Are there more rugs? Oh, interesting. Just some plain, solid color rugs, but I do like it. And I like that color. So if it fits into your space, I say go for it. I like that it's called brass. It makes it feel like it's like a darker chartreuse yellow into it. This little furniture set, I say go for it. It's a specific type of couch when it's tiny like that. I think this seating area would look really cool if you owned like a store or like an office, or had something where you needed like a little seating area in the front. That's where this, in my mind, would go. I don't know if this would necessarily go like in your living room. That couch isn't, that big. It doesn't look super comfy, but I love this collection. So if you have a space for it, I say, yeah, go for it. Purchase. A bamboo reed folding screen. I think folding screens can come in handy, especially if you live in a small space where you need to divide, your bed from the kitchen or something. And this is a nice one. I like it. I say get it. A Smeg. I don't think you necessarily need to have Smeg products. My parents have the Smeg coffee maker, which I do like. Sometimes it's nice to have a fun, unique appliance, or like a vintage feeling appliance. But I also think, circling back to like the back kitchen of a restaurant, like that feel, like having, a standard faucet or, a standard toaster or whatever it is. I also really like that direction. I think like a nice mix of that is nice. I don't think you want everything to be like a vintage Smeg, or like everything to be brass, or, sometimes it's good to just keep it normal. Think back kitchen of a restaurant mixed maybe with like a Smeg. I'm not against it. So sure, go for it. This sofa is fine. Again, it's one of those sofas where I'm like, find it on Facebook Marketplace and reupholster it. You don't need to spend all this money on a modular sofa like this. I do like modular sofas though. I like sofas that have a little structure sometimes. So why not? Why not give this guy a whirl or try to find it used first? The pillows are interesting. I've never seen that type of setup. Not against it. But I don't know. I'm guessing that this, well, let's just see where this is from. Okay, it's from Our House and it's $4,200. I will say my parents have an Our House sofa, not this one, but it is really good quality. So if you're looking to splurge and this is your style, why not? This lamp is a no for me. I don't love the shape. Wicker isn't really my vibe right now. I think a little touch of it, but I don't know. Again, I don't want to reiterate myself 1,000 times, but I just think if you're going to get a lamp, get a vintage lamp. So we're going to leave it at that. What is this? A magazine holder? A magazine holder with fabric. I feel like I could make this. This feels like a DIY I could make. I guess I would like it more if the fabric wasn't like a cheap black material. So I don't know. I thought this was like it looked like an organizing system that you would like have in a closet or something, not on display. So I would pass unless they have, other options. It is a cool idea. I like the idea of it, but the execution is off. I just don't like all the black. The black fabric just feels cheap or something. I think these dining chairs are cool. I like the leather in a weird way, but I like a darker cream. I guess I like it, which is rare for me to like leather. If they were brand new leather, I would say no, but vintage leather I'm into. I like the shape. I like the detailing of the rod up above. These are nice. I feel like this would look really cool, around a circular table with 4 chairs. Or if you had a big dining table, you could do 4 chairs, then find like 2 head chairs that are like slightly different. So I say yes, go ahead and purchase and send me a photo. I'm going to go ahead and say no to this rug just because it's a Kilim again, a flat weave. I think the pattern and the colors are really nice if this was a wool rug. So unless you need a flat weave, I would say no. It's a pass for me. Love this cabinet. Love this cabinet. I love the worn wood. I love the glass. It's a china cabinet, basically, so you can display stuff. I actually really like when cabinets in the kitchen, like my kitchen cabinets, are glass, so you can see the dishware. Sometimes you want some enclosed, but sometimes I'm like, I want this on display. I want you to see what I got. I want you to see this bowl. So yeah, I would get this. This little love seat, again, just feels like it might be uncomfy. It's like a little stiff, but you could reupholster it and put it somewhere cool. It just doesn't feel like a living room spot. But if you, again, have a storefront or something, I'm like trying to think of another example of like if you had like a lobby of some sort, or if you have a big house where you have a room that you can do this type of furniture in, I say, yeah, it's nice. Why not? Not really sure about this pillow. Obviously, I like the shape of it, very similar to Was pillows, but I don't know, the puff piece on it, I don't know, not really my style. The puff piece, the puffy trimming. Again, can't find the words in my brain. The colors are fine, honestly, but I would just pass on this. I feel like there's cooler pillows. I would say go check out the Was ones, but they're sold out. Actually, I do have some extra Was pillows that I'm going to be selling in office supplies once we open. We're trying to open. We've gotten DMs like, when is this available for purchase? Things are going to be available for purchase hopefully in the next month, end of April or something, where you can go in and buy things on the Instagram, and some stuff will be able to ship, but a lot of stuff is going to be pick up in Los Angeles. So yeah, tangent. A Crate and Barrel ceiling fixture. Ceiling fixtures are tough because they can get pricey. I don't despise this, but I don't love a ceiling fixture when you look up, you can see the bulbs. So I would pass on this just because, I don't know, I'd rather the light, I don't know, I don't want to see the bulb, I guess. So I would pass. Rugs.com, a 9x12 vintage rug. I actually really love this rug. Whoa, it's on sale for $379. The colors are really cool. Whoa, I really like this rug. You should buy this because now I'm like, do I get this or something? Is it not vintage though? If it's not vintage, they did a good job at making me think it is. So I don't know. I really like that blue color. So I say yes. I think this cabinet is nice. I don't love it as much as the other cabinet that we found. I don't know. Something about this feels a little country, but maybe it's because it's in like a little country mart store. So I'm not opposed to it, but it does feel not, I don't know, something about this compared to the one I previously talked about doesn't feel exactly right. So, you know, I mean, I would say yes if it's a good price. I think it really is this environment that it's in. Environment is everything. The photos and the way it's styled or presented can really sway your opinion on a piece. So prop styling is important. This mirror is cool. I say yes. I love the wood. I love the little detailing. I think this would look really nice on a mantle. I actually really love putting a mirror on a mantle, especially this type where it is going to look like it's kind of built in. I say yeah to that. A dog bed. How fun. I don't despise this one. It's very color blocky. I wouldn't necessarily, purchase this because of the colors. I also think you could make a dog bed. Go buy some fabric, get a cushion insert and sew it, or have someone sew it. I think dog beds can be just super pricey and you could easily make one. And how fun is that, having a unique little doggy bed? A CB2 Persian rug. This is the type of rug where I'm like, you could buy this vintage easily. Sometimes CB2 or Crate & Barrel or those places will have a rug that I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be able to get this anywhere else. But this, you could get somewhere else, definitely. So I would pass on it because I just think CB2, it's fine. I like CB2, but that rug you could definitely find on Etsy. I feel as though I did say, get this in vintage a million times. So, don't be annoyed because I do see comments that say that as well. I actually have stopped reading the comments. They don't really bother me per se, but I've been on YouTube now for a bit of time and I really just don't care to read the comments. Usually I try to stay on top of it and be like, what's the feedback? But now I'm too busy. Sometimes I read them though. And I like to see those little trolls. Every now and then the little trolls come in, they say, learn more. I'm like, hey, chill. All right. Hopefully you liked this video. If you haven't purchased a tote or you want to go purchase a tote, I'm sure by the time you're reaching the end of this video, there's still some available, I presume. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to go eat some lunch. And I wish I could show you the totes right now, but I'm filming this in advance and I don't have them. I don't have the samples on me. But it's my favorite round yet. And I'm obsessed with the pouches. So get yourself a little pouch trio. I keep these in my purse because I like to have one, for my little essentials, mints and a little brush and, stuff like that. Tums. That's what this little one could be used for, And then I use the other one for pens and stuff like that. And then the big one I like for electronics. Wish I could show you. I wish I had them on me, but I don't. But that is what I was using the pouches for a bit, and then my manufacturer was like, oh, we need the samples back to make the rest. And I was like, oh, okay. But I did get to use them for like a good week, and I loved them, and I can't wait. All right. That's it. Adios.